Now, as the second week of the campaign begins, where do you see the major federal parties stacking up in terms of voting intentions?
Well, in the latest Nanos CTV Globe tracking that was just completed last night, we have the Liberals at 32.5%, Conservatives 31.4, only 1 percentage point back. New Democrats 20.8, Green Party 5%, Bloc at 6, and People's Party at 3. So 4 weeks ago, it looked like a Liberal majority, double-digit lead. Last week, it looked like a Liberal minority, single-digit lead. Now it's statistical dead heat, and the numbers are moving.
And we know Nanos Research also conducts polling on Canadians' preferences for the Prime Minister. So what are some of the shifts that you've been seeing since the start of the campaign?
Well, it's pretty clear that last week was a good week for Conservative leader Erin O'Toole. When we asked Canadians who they'd prefer as Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau is still first at around 32.7%, but O'Toole's at 24%. And to put that into context, Nima, he's up about 6 percentage points, 6 full percentage points in 1 week. Singh is at 19. We can see Blanchet at about 4 and Bernier at 4 also. So the big movement was for Erin O'Toole. The interesting thing is that he picked up people out of the undecided column. So Canadians who were not sure who they preferred as Prime Minister, a number of those gave a tip of the hat to Erin O'Toole, the Conservative leader, last week based on his performance.
Now, while it's only the start of the second week of campaigning, how are the different party leaders positioning themselves to the electorate right now?
Well, it's pretty clear that for Justin Trudeau, he's positioning himself focused on the vaccination and the pandemic, what he has done for the country and his activities in terms of the vaccination rate, pumping out stimulus, so trying to run on his record. Erin O'Toole, conversely, is running on a plan. He says that he has a plan. He's looking for a vision that he's proposing for the future. And that's how he's positioning himself. And for Jagmeet Singh, what's interesting is that he's positioning himself against the Liberals as better change, smarter change, more progressive change, and trying to tap into Canadians who were thinking or were voting for Liberals in the past to consider another progressive alternative, the New Democrats.
All right, sir, just about 2 minutes left, but turning to some of the issues here, in a recent interview, you mentioned that housing affordability has become a top issue of the campaign. So can you elaborate on that for our viewers?
Well, in a recent poll that we did for Vote Housing, we asked Canadians how worried or not worried they were about paying for their rent or for their mortgage. And interestingly, 15% of Canadians said that they were worried or somewhat worried about just paying for their housing in the next 30 days. Now, to put that into context, Nima, that is about 4.9 million Canadians. And this issue cuts across all regions, cuts across all income groups, includes renters and homeowners. It speaks to the hot market that's out there and how affordability is on the radar for many Canadians.
Interesting, sir. So what are some of the other major issues that you're seeing in the campaign trail so far?
Well, the other thing that we do know is that Canadians want to hear about the economy and jobs. They want to hear about the environment and that they're looking for plans for the future. The pandemic, not as much of a boat driver compared to the economy and jobs, the environment, and also even things like the deficit, more important than the pandemic.
All right, sir, just under a minute left, but where and how can our viewers keep up with the latest polling information from Nanos Polling?
So you can go to ctvnews.ca to get the stats. You can go to the Nanos website at www.co or visit the Globe and Mail site at globeandmail.com.
All right, Mr. Nanos, thank you again for joining us on Forum Daily, and we hope to see you again soon.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Take care. All right, stay tuned. When we come back from the break, we will take a look at the insurance industry and its concerns over climate change. We'll speak with Mr. Robin Edgar, the National Director of Climate Change at the Insurance Bureau of Canada. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after these short messages from our sponsors.